May I ask you some questions?
Sure, go ahead.
What's your name, please?
My name is Anh.
Are you a student?
Yes, I am. I'm a third-year student, and I'm studying at the University of Mining and Geology.
Where do you come from?
I come from Taiping Province.
So you come from Taiping Province, don't you?
That's right.
Now, Lanang, what time do you usually get up?
I usually get up at 7 o'clock.
What do you usually do after getting up?
I usually take exercise after getting up.
How long does it take you to take exercise?
It takes me about half an hour to take exercise.
So it takes you about half an hour to take exercise?
That's right.
What do you usually do after taking exercise?
I usually have breakfast after taking exercise.
What time do you usually have breakfast?
I usually have breakfast at 8 o'clock.
So you usually have breakfast at 8 o'clock.
That's right.
What do you usually do after having breakfast?
I usually go to school after having breakfast.
What time do you usually go to school?
I usually go to school at 8:15.
So you usually go to school at 8:15.
That's right.
What do you usually do after going to school?
I usually come back home after going to school.
What time do you usually come back home?
I usually come back home at 11 o'clock.
So you usually come back home at 11 o'clock.
That's right.
What do you usually do after coming back home?
I usually go to the market after coming back home.
How long does it take you to go to the market?
It takes me about 20 minutes to go to the market.
So it takes you about 20 minutes to go to the market.
That's right.
What do you usually do after going to the market?
I usually cook lunch after going to the market.
What time do you usually cook lunch?
I usually cook lunch 11:30.
So you usually cook lunch at 11:30.
That's right.
What do you usually do after cooking lunch?
I usually have lunch after cooking lunch.
What time do you usually have lunch?
I usually have lunch at 12 o'clock.
So you usually have lunch at 12 o'clock.
That's right.
What do you usually do after having lunch?
I usually take a nap after having lunch.
How long does it take you to take a nap?
It takes me about 2 hours to take a nap.
So it takes you about 2 hours to take a nap.
That's right.
What do you usually do after taking the nap?
I usually surf the internet after taking a nap.
What time do you usually surf the internet?
I usually surf the internet at 3 o'clock.
So you usually surf the internet at 3 o'clock.
That's right.
What do you usually do after surfing the internet?
I usually do homework from my school after surfing the internet.
How long does it take you to do the homework from your school?
It takes me about 2 hours to do the homework from my school.
So it takes you about 2 hours to do the homework from your school.
That's right.
What do you usually do after doing the homework from your school?
I usually do the washing after doing the homework from my school.
What time do you usually do the washing?
I usually do the washing at 7 o'clock.
So you usually do the washing at 7 o'clock.
That's right.
What do you usually do after doing the washing?
I usually cook dinner after doing the washing.
What time do you usually cook dinner?
I usually cook dinner at 7:30.
So you usually cook dinner at 7:30.
That's right.
What do you usually do after cooking dinner?
I usually have dinner after cooking dinner.
What time do you usually have dinner?
I usually have dinner at 8 o'clock.
So you usually have a dinner at 8 o'clock.
That's right.
What do you usually do after having dinner?
I usually go to bed after having dinner.
What time do you usually go to bed?
I usually go to bed at 12 o'clock.
So you usually go to bed at 12 o'clock.
That's right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How about you? What's your name, please?
My name is Quỳnh.
Are you a student?
Yes, I am. I'm a second-year student, and I'm studying at the Academy of Finance.
Where do you come from?
I come from Laogai City.
So you come from Laogai City, don't you?
Yes, that's right.
May I ask you some questions?
Sure, go ahead.
What time do you usually get up?
Well, I usually get up at 6:30.
What do you usually do after getting up?
I usually surf the internet after getting up.
What time do you usually surf the internet?
I usually surf the internet at 7 o'clock.
So you usually surf the internet at 7 o'clock.
Yes, that's right.
What do you usually do after surfing the internet?
I usually do the homework from my school after surfing the internet.
How long does it take you to do the homework from your school?
It takes me about 2 hours to do the homework from my school.
So it takes you about 2 hours to do the homework from your school.
Yes, that's right.
What do you usually do after doing the homework from your school?
I usually go to the market after doing the homework from my school.
What time do you usually go to the market?
I usually go to the market at 10:30.
So you usually go to the market at 10:30.
Yes, that's right.
What do you usually do after going to the market?
I usually come back home after going to the market.
How long does it take you to come back home?
It takes me about 10 minutes to come back home.
So it takes you about 10 minutes to come back home.
Yes, that's right.
What do you usually do after coming back home?
I usually cook lunch after coming back home.
What time do you usually cook lunch?
I usually cook lunch at 11:15.
So you usually cook lunch at 11:15.
Yes, that's right.
What do you usually do after cooking lunch?
I usually have lunch after cooking lunch.
How long does it take you to have lunch?
It takes me about 20 minutes to have lunch.
So it takes you about 20 minutes to have lunch.
Yes, that's right.
What do you usually do after having lunch?
I usually go to school after having lunch.
What time do you usually go to school?
I usually go to school at 12:20.
So you usually go to school at 12:20.
Yes, that's right.
What do you usually do after going to school?
I usually go to the karate club after going to school.
What time do you usually go to the karate club?
I usually go to the karate club at 5:30.
So you usually go to the karate club at 5:30.
Yes, that's right.
What do you usually do after going to the karate club?
I usually cook dinner after going to the karate club.
How long does it take you to cook dinner?
It takes me about half an hour to cook dinner.
So it takes you about half an hour to cook dinner.
Yes, that's right.
What do you usually do after cooking dinner?
I usually have a bath after cooking dinner.
What time do you usually have a bath?
I usually have a bath at 8 o'clock.
So you usually have a bath at 8 o'clock.
Yes, that's right.
What do you usually do after having a bath?
I usually have dinner after having a bath.
What time do you usually have dinner?
I usually have dinner at 8:15.
So you usually have dinner at 8:15.
Yes, that's right.
What do you usually do after having dinner?
I usually do the homework for my English class after having dinner.
How long does it take you to do the homework from your English class?
It takes me about 2 hours to do the homework for my English class.
So it takes you about 2 hours to do the homework from your English class.
Yes, that's right.
What do you usually do after doing the homework from your English class?
I usually listen to music after doing the homework for my English class.
What time do you usually listen to music?
I usually listen to music at 11 o'clock.
So you usually listen to music at 11 o'clock.
Yes, that's right.
What do you usually do after listening to music?
I usually go to bed after listening to music.
What time do you usually go to bed?
I usually go to bed at 11:30.
So you usually go to bed at 11:30.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, see you later.
See you later. Ta-ta.
Ta-ta.